Have you ever woken up feeling like your brain is still in a fog, even after what seemed like a full night's sleep? Does finding the right words, recalling a name, or remembering where you put your keys feel a little harder, a little more effortful than it used to? Many of us dismiss these moments as just getting older, a natural part of aging, something inevitable. But what if I told you that some of the things you're doing every single night, perhaps without even realizing it, could be quietly, persistently eroding your brain health, chipping away at your memory, your clarity, and your overall cognitive sharpness? Imagine realizing years from now that a few simple shifts in your evening routine, changes that are entirely within your control, could have protected your precious memories, kept your mind nimble, and allowed you to truly enjoy life with all your faculties intact. There's a silent threat lurking in our nighttime habits, and it's something almost all of us are guilty of, perhaps without even understanding the profound impact it has on our most vital organ, our brain. In this video, we're going to uncover some common evening practices that might be sabotaging your cognitive function and, more importantly, I'll share simple, actionable changes you can make tonight to safeguard your memory, improve your clarity, and give your brain the restful, restorative environment it desperately needs to thrive. Watch to the end, because there's one habit we'll discuss that might truly surprise you with its devastating effects, and yet it's one of the easiest to adjust for immense benefit. Let's dive right into the first habit, one that has become almost ingrained in our modern lives, especially as we seek comfort or entertainment in the quiet hours of the night. I'm talking about excessive screen time right before bed. Think about it: your smartphone, tablet, laptop, or even the television screen, glowing brightly in a darkened room, often holding your attention right up until you close your eyes. We might tell ourselves it's just a bit of news, a quick scroll through family photos, or catching up on a favorite show, but the impact on your brain is far from relaxing. The primary culprit here is the blue light emitted from these devices. This particular wavelength of light signals to your brain that it's daytime, even if the clock says it's well past your usual bedtime. This artificial daylight exposure at night suppresses the production of melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone. Melatonin is crucial for initiating sleep. Yes, but more importantly, for guiding you into the deep, restorative sleep stages where your brain does its most vital work. Without sufficient melatonin, your sleep quality suffers. You might fall asleep, but it's often a lighter, more fragmented sleep, meaning you spend less time in those crucial deep sleep phases. And why is deep sleep so incredibly important for your brain? It's during these deep sleep cycles that your brain literally cleans house. Researchers have discovered what's called the glymphatic system, a waste removal system that flushes out toxins, including amyloid beta proteins, which are strongly linked to the development of Alzheimer's disease. This cleaning process is most active when you're in deep, uninterrupted sleep. If your sleep is constantly disrupted or shallow due to blue light exposure and mental stimulation, these harmful waste products can build up, essentially clogging your brain's natural drainage system. Beyond the blue light, there's the sheer mental stimulation. Scrolling through social media, reading intense news articles, engaging in stimulating conversations, or watching a thrilling drama keeps your brain alert and active. It revs up your cognitive engine when it should be gently winding down. This stimulation raises cortisol levels, your body's stress hormone, which further interferes with sleep and, over time, can have damaging effects on your brain's memory centers. You're essentially telling your brain to stay awake and problem solve, rather than prepare for its nightly repair and rejuvenation cycle. The long-term consequences of this chronic sleep deprivation and poor sleep quality are profound. Studies have linked consistent insufficient sleep to an increased risk of cognitive decline, impaired decision-making, slower processing speed, and a reduced capacity for learning and memory formation. It's not just about feeling tired the next day. It's about the cumulative impact on your brain's overall health and resilience. So, what's the actionable step here? It's what I like to call the digital sunset, aimed to stop using all screens, phones, tablets, laptops, and even bright television screens, at least 1 to 2 hours before your planned bedtime. This gives your brain a crucial window to naturally begin producing melatonin and to start winding down. What can you do instead during this digital-free hour or two? Plenty of wonderful things. Pick up a physical book. Yes, the kind with paper pages. Listen to some calming music or a gentle podcast. Engage in a quiet conversation with a loved one. Try some gentle stretching or light yoga, even journaling. Writing down your thoughts and worries can be incredibly therapeutic and help clear your mind. Another practical tip is to create a truly screen-free bedroom. Make your bedroom a sanctuary solely for sleep and intimacy. Resist the urge to bring your phone into bed with you. Charge it in another room if you can. If you absolutely must use a screen for a brief period, activate the night shift or blue light filter settings on your devices. Though remember, these are helpful, but not a complete solution. The best approach is simply to put the screens away. Many people find that once they make this shift, they fall asleep more easily, sleep more deeply, and wake up feeling noticeably more refreshed and clear-headed. It's a simple change that yields immense benefits for your brain. Now, closely related to what we do before bed is what we put into our bodies during the evening hours. And that leads us to our second crucial habit, to re-evaluate consuming heavy meals and certain drinks late at night. Moving on from what we see, let's talk about what we consume, because what you put into your body in the evening hours plays a significant, often underestimated, role in your brain's nightly rejuvenation. Consuming heavy meals, sugary snacks, caffeine, or alcohol too close to bedtime can profoundly disrupt your sleep and, by extension, damage your brain. Think about it when you eat a large or rich meal late in the evening. Your digestive system has to go into overdrive. It requires a significant amount of energy and blood flow to process that food, which means your body isn't truly winding down. It's working hard when it should be preparing for rest. This internal activity can lead to discomfort like indigestion, heartburn, or acid reflux, all of which can easily wake you up or prevent you from entering deep sleep. If your sleep is constantly interrupted by digestive issues, your brain simply doesn't get the continuous, high-quality rest it needs to perform its essential cleaning and consolidation tasks. Sugary snacks are another major culprit. A late-night dessert or a sweet treat can cause a rapid spike in your blood sugar, followed by a crash. This roller coaster of blood sugar levels can trigger adrenaline, making it harder to fall asleep or causing you to wake up in the middle of the night feeling restless and agitated. Over time, chronic fluctuations in blood sugar can contribute to inflammation in the brain and can even impact cognitive function, making it harder to focus and remember. Then there's caffeine. We all know caffeine is a stimulant, but many of us underestimate how long it stays in our system. The half-life of caffeine can be up to 6 hours, meaning that if you have a cup of coffee at 6 p.m., half of that caffeine is still circulating in your body at midnight. Even a small amount of caffeine can disrupt the delicate balance needed for a smooth transition into sleep and can significantly reduce the amount of deep, restorative sleep you get. It's not just coffee. Remember that caffeine can also be found in certain teas, sodas, and even some dark chocolates. So, that after-dinner cup of tea might be doing more harm than good to your sleep quality. And finally, let's talk about alcohol. Many people mistakenly believe that a nightcap helps them sleep. While alcohol can initially make you feel drowsy and might help you fall asleep faster, it severely fragments your sleep later in the night. Alcohol disrupts the crucial REM rapid eye movement sleep stage, which is vital for memory consolidation, learning, and emotional processing. It also acts as a diuretic, leading to increased trips to the bathroom during the night and potential dehydration, which can result in headaches and a groggy, fuzzy brain the next day. Regular alcohol consumption before bed can lead to chronically poor sleep quality, preventing your brain from adequately flushing out toxins and consolidating memories. Over the long term, this can contribute to impaired cognitive function, memory difficulties, and an increased risk of neurological issues. The actionable steps here are clear. Aim to eat your dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. This gives your body ample time to digest the food before it needs to switch into rest and repair mode. Keep your evening meal light and easy to digest. Think lean proteins, plenty of non-starchy vegetables, and healthy fats. Avoid heavy, rich, or fried foods that are more challenging for your digestive system. It's also wise to limit sugary snacks, especially in the late evening. If you absolutely need a little something, opt for a small handful of nuts or a piece of fruit. Most importantly, cut off caffeine consumption from late afternoon onwards. For most people, that means no coffee, caffeinated tea, or soda after 2 or 3 p.m. And carefully consider your alcohol intake in the evenings. If you choose to drink, do so sparingly and several hours before bed, keeping it to a minimum. Staying hydrated is important through a consultancy. Makurtimo saltatunti dudisapuurdas di dawatatade. But try to limit to large amounts of water right before bed to avoid nighttime bathroom trips that disrupt sleep. By making these thoughtful adjustments to your evening eating and drinking habits, you're not just easing your digestive system, you're giving your brain the peaceful, uninterrupted environment it needs to perform its vital restorative functions, ensuring you wake up feeling more refreshed and mentally sharp. Moving on from what we consume, let's talk about something equally vital, something that many of us simply accept as part of getting older, but which can have profound implications for our brain's resilience and inconsistent sleep schedule, and ignoring potential sleep disorders. Beyond what you consume, let's consider the timing and quality of your sleep itself, because an inconsistent sleep schedule and, even more critically, ignoring potential sleep disorders can quietly but profoundly damage your brain over time. Our bodies, including our brains, thrive on routine. We have an internal biological clock, known as the circadian rhythm, that regulates our sleep-wake cycle, hormone production, and many other bodily functions. When you go to bed and wake up at wildly different times each day, even on weekends, you throw this internal clock into disarray. It's like constantly changing time zones without ever taking a proper rest. This disruption doesn't just make you feel tired, it confuses your brain's natural rhythms, making it harder to fall into the deep, consistent sleep necessary for crucial brain processes. As we discussed, the glymphatic system, your brain's unique cleaning crew, is most active during deep, consistent sleep. Its job is to flush out metabolic waste products that accumulate during waking hours, including those harmful amyloid beta proteins that contribute to Alzheimer's. If your sleep is inconsistent or constantly fragmented, this vital cleaning process is impaired. It's like having a clogged drain in your brain, leading to a buildup of cellular debris and toxins that can eventually damage brain cells and impair cognitive function. Furthermore, memory consolidation, the process by which your brain takes new information and stores it as long-term memories, happens largely during sleep. Irregular sleep patterns interfere with this critical process, making it harder to learn new things, recall information, and maintain mental clarity. You might notice yourself becoming more forgetful, or finding it harder to retrieve information that you once knew easily. But even more insidious than inconsistent sleep are undiagnosed sleep disorders. Many people, especially those over 60, suffer from conditions like sleep apnea without even realizing it. Sleep apnea is characterized by repeated pauses in breathing during sleep, which can last from a few seconds to more than a minute. Each time your breathing pauses, your brain briefly wakes you up to restart it, often with a gasp or snort. But you may not fully remember these awakenings. The consequence is intermittent hypoxia, a reduction in oxygen supply to your brain and body. Imagine your brain being starved of oxygen multiple times throughout the night. Every night. This repeated oxygen deprivation can cause real, measurable damage to brain cells over time, leading to an increased risk of stroke, heart disease, high blood pressure, and significant cognitive impairment. People with undiagnosed sleep apnea often experience severe daytime fatigue, morning headaches, difficulty concentrating, memory problems, and a general feeling of mental fogginess. They might even become irritable or anxious. It's a serious condition that directly harms your brain, yet it's treatable. Restless leg syndrome. Another common sleep disruptor causes an irresistible urge to move your legs, often accompanied by uncomfortable sensations, particularly in the evening and during sleep. These sensations can make it nearly impossible to fall asleep or stay asleep, leading to chronic sleep deprivation and its associated cognitive issues. So, what can you do? The first and most crucial step is to prioritize a consistent sleep schedule. Aim to go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps to regulate your circadian rhythm and train your body and brain for optimal sleep. Create a relaxing wind-down routine that signals to your body it's time to sleep, further reinforcing that consistent schedule. Beyond routine, it's vital to listen to your body. If you or your partner notice signs of a potential sleep disorder, loud, chronic snoring, gasping or choking during sleep, or excessive daytime sleepiness, even after what seems like a full night's rest, please talk to your doctor. A sleep study can diagnose conditions like sleep apnea, and treatments such as CPAP therapy or oral appliances can make a dramatic difference, not just in your sleep quality, but in protecting your brain from long-term damage. Don't dismiss these symptoms as just part of aging. They could be a sign of something treatable that is actively harming your brain. Taking action on consistent sleep and addressing disorders is one of the most powerful steps you can take to preserve your cognitive health. Finally, let's address the internal monologue many of us carry into the quiet of the night. Something that truly impacts our ability to fully disconnect and rejuvenate, allowing chronic stress and mental overactivity to dominate your evenings. We've covered quite a bit, looking at how our nighttime habits, from screens that trick our brains into thinking it's daytime, to late-night meals and drinks that burden our digestive system and fragment our sleep, and the critical importance of a consistent sleep schedule, coupled with addressing any underlying sleep disorders, can subtly but significantly impact our brain health. It might seem like a lot to take in, but remember, change begins with awareness. And these aren't radical overhauls, but rather gentle adjustments that build on each other. The final, yet incredibly important, habit that many of us are guilty of at night is bringing our daytime worries and mental clutter into bed with us, allowing chronic stress and mental overactivity to dominate our evenings. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy for our minds to keep churning, replaying events, anticipating challenges, or just generally feeling overwhelmed. When you lie down at night and your brain is still buzzing with worries, anxieties, or a mental to-do list, your body's stress response remains activated. This means your body is continuously pumping out cortisol, the primary stress hormone. While cortisol is essential for dealing with immediate threats, chronically elevated levels, especially at night when your body should be winding down, are incredibly damaging to your brain. High cortisol can literally shrink the hippocampus, a vital part of your brain responsible for memory formation and learning. It also impairs neurogenesis, the growth of new brain cells, particularly in areas crucial for cognitive function. When your brain is constantly on and in a state of alert, it struggles to transition into the deeper, restorative stages of sleep. You might find yourself tossing and turning, unable to quiet your thoughts, or waking up frequently throughout the night. Even if you do eventually fall asleep, the quality of that sleep is often poor, leaving you feeling unrested and mentally fatigued the next day. This constant rumination creates a vicious cycle. Stress leads to poor sleep, and poor sleep amplifies stress and anxiety, further impacting your cognitive abilities, your mood, and your overall sense of well-being. It can make you more irritable, less patient, and more prone to feelings of depression or isolation. Your brain simply doesn't get the calm, uninterrupted period it needs to consolidate memories, process emotions, and literally wash away the cellular waste from the day. It's like trying to clean a house while people are still walking through it with muddy boots on. So, how can you combat this mental overactivity as evening approaches? One powerful strategy is to establish a clear mental wind-down routine. Just as you physically prepare for bed, you need to mentally prepare as well. About an hour or two before you plan to sleep, try what I call a brain dump. Grab a notebook and a pen and write down everything that's on your mind, your to-do list for tomorrow, any worries, any unresolved thoughts or nagging concerns. Get it all out of your head and onto paper. This simple act can be incredibly liberating, signaling to your brain that these thoughts have been acknowledged and can be dealt with later, freeing your mind to relax. Another effective technique is to engage in calming, mindful activities. This could be gentle stretching, a warm bath with some Epsom salts, listening to soothing instrumental music, or even a guided meditation. There are many free apps and videos available that offer short, calming meditations specifically designed to help you prepare for sleep. The key is to consciously shift your focus away from problem solving or reviewing the day's events. If thoughts do arise, acknowledge them gently without judgment, and then bring your attention back to your breath or to the soothing sounds around you. Avoid intense conversations, arguments, or overly stimulating news right before bed. These can easily trigger that fight or flight response and keep your mind racing. Instead, aim for peaceful interactions or quiet reflection. For some, journaling gratitude can be incredibly helpful. Focusing on the positive aspects of the day, no matter how small, can shift your mindset from anxiety to peace. And if you find that chronic stress or anxiety is truly overwhelming your evenings and impacting your sleep, please consider seeking professional support. A therapist or counselor can provide valuable tools and strategies for managing stress, improving coping mechanisms, and breaking the cycle of rumination. It's a sign of strength, not weakness, to ask for help when you need it. By implementing these practices, you're not just creating a more peaceful evening, you're actively protecting your brain from the damaging effects of chronic stress, allowing it to finally switch off. Enter true rest and perform its essential repair work. So, let's briefly recap the critical nighttime habits we've explored that, if left unchecked, can truly dim the sparkle of your brain's health. We talked about putting away those glowing screens well before bed, giving your brain the signal to wind down rather than rev up with stimulating blue light and engaging content. We discussed being mindful of what you eat and drink in the evening, opting for lighter meals, and steering clear of caffeine and alcohol that disrupt your precious sleep cycles and burden your body's nightly repair work. We emphasized the power of a consistent sleep schedule and the absolute necessity of addressing any undiagnosed sleep conditions like sleep apnea. Because deep, uninterrupted sleep is your brain's nightly spa treatment, essential for toxin removal and memory consolidation. And finally, we explored how managing the mental clutter and stress that can swirl in your mind before sleep is paramount to allowing your brain to truly rest and restore, free from the damaging effects of chronic cortisol. Now, I know it might feel like a lot to change all at once, and that's perfectly okay. The goal here isn't perfection, it's progress. Remember, small, consistent changes truly do make an immense difference. Think of these adjustments not as restrictions, but as gifts you give to yourself. Investing in the vibrancy and sharpness of your mind for years to come. Your brain is an incredible organ, capable of amazing resilience and adaptation, especially when given the right conditions to thrive. It's never too late to start making choices that support its health. By making these thoughtful choices in your evening routine, you're actively protecting your memory, enhancing your clarity, and ensuring you wake up feeling more refreshed and mentally agile, ready to embrace each new day with enthusiasm. These shifts in habit don't just affect your brain. They ripple out to improve your overall mood, your energy levels, and your capacity to engage fully with life. Imagine fewer moments of frustration over forgotten names, more spontaneous recall, and a consistent sense of mental alertness that allows you to enjoy conversations, pursue hobbies, and learn new things with ease. I'd love to hear from you. Have you already implemented some of these changes? And if so, what positive differences have you noticed in your sleep, your memory, or your overall well-being? Or perhaps there's a nighttime habit you've struggled with, and hearing from others might offer you some encouragement or new ideas. Please share your thoughts, your experiences, or any questions you might have in the comments section below. Your insights could be incredibly helpful to someone else on this journey. And together, we can build a community focused on thriving at every age. If this video resonated with you, if you found it helpful or inspiring, Please give it a thumbs up. That simple click really helps this message reach more people who could benefit from it. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel. We're dedicated to bringing you more practical, empowering advice to help you live your best life at every age, ensuring your health and happiness remain at the forefront. Your golden years are meant to be a time of joy, clarity, and continued growth. Don't let preventable nighttime habits dim that light or hinder your potential. By consciously choosing to protect your brain each evening, you're not just preserving memory, you're preserving your essence, your ability to connect, to learn, and to truly savor every moment. Commit to these gentle shifts and watch how your mornings become the clearer, your days more vibrant, and your future brighter. Live your best life, sharp and thriving, at every single age.